What's going on, guys? It's gbpbaby here. You're currently watching a trade execution video that I made during the New York macro between, well, the macro was between 9:50 and 10:10. However, I had already entered just before the macro started. You'll see me delineating that now. And yeah, I was expecting to run down into that sell side liquidity, but then I realized I looked at dollar. You'll see me look at dollar in a bit, and I realized there was potential for more. So you'll see me adjust that in a bit. But yeah, that blue box, the blue box we're currently trading in is a breaker. If you look to the left of it, you'll see a swing low, a swing high, a lower low, and then a higher high. So I've marked out that because I also entered a second position with half my lot size within the breaker, because that's another thing I learned from ICT, knowing that you can enter at, as price goes through the breaker. But yeah, so you can see we're just leaving the breaker now, and you'll also see me looking at Dixie and where I'm expecting Dixie to trade up to. So this is a good video to understand the importance of use when it comes to Dixie. So, but yeah, the trade went well, very relaxed, pretty easy going, and very smooth. And this is the importance of macros. The movement from A to B, as in the actual trade time, was pretty quick. There's me looking at dollar. I'm circling the low, because if you look, there's a swing high, low, high, high, and we broke lower. So I was anticipating dollar to draw up to that. So you can see we're just retracing back into the breaker now a little bit. And then you'll see that I'm just marking out that sell side liquidity resting below that -1 level, because I understand that there's potential that price might want to even run down to there. Unfortunately, I didn't get in on that big move up. Although price did exactly as I outlined in the weekly review, I didn't actually anticipate all this happening on the Monday, so I wasn't really awake for it. But it was nice to see that I still got in on a nice retracement. But yeah, if you go watch my Sunday review from the 6th of August, you'll know that this is price done pretty much exactly as I outlined. So that was lovely to see. But yeah, it's important to watch price. You can see how as the price goes lower, every green candle is acting as resistance. So we're constantly getting pushed lower, and every time a green candle is made, I don't want to see it. I don't like to see it get violated. So I was also tracing down my stop. So at this point, my stop loss was at the 50% level of that breaker. And then as soon as that, at this point here, I also took off my partials, because we just reached sell side liquidity, like we just reached the swing low. So, and it's important to pay the trader. But then I checked dollar, you can see we haven't even reached that purple line is delineating the breaker. So we haven't reached that yet, which is why I knew that we were likely to continue lower. And look at how I'm flipping through timeframes. Unfortunately, I don't have the upgraded version whereby I can have multiple timeframes at once. But you'll see I'm constantly flicking between 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute as well, because I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on any potential, hints or. It's just a good idea, just a good way to keep track of your trade. Really, is what I'm saying. It's actually quite funny because I did actually enter a sell position just above where I entered. So where that red arrow is, I did enter a sell position above that before. However, I got myself out of it, and then I decided to re-enter on it, because I was like, wait a minute, this is doing exactly what, this is the model, so I trust myself. But one thing to note is that when I did re-enter, I re-entered with half my lot position, and the reason I did that was because for me to get out of the trade in the first place shows some kind of doubt within my head. So it's like, well, let me go in with half the position, since I couldn't hold on to the first one. And it's little things like this which are going to make all the difference, because it's me acknowledging, and then next time I'll know to either trust my trade or, how to handle it in terms of money management. So that's just me delineating that breaker low. and that's as far as I wanted dollar to go. So I don't really care if dollar goes any higher than that, because I was happy with that, as in I was content. And my thought process at this point was wondering, okay, is this the high of the day? Like, have we already made the high of the day? Because if that's the case, then I could leave a runner on. You'll see I'm just delineating a fair value gap, which we're trading into. So this inefficiency, which I like the look of, and this is actually where the inefficiency whereby I close out my full position, and you'll see why. That's just me measuring again. You can see the 50% level rests at the 50% level of that inefficiency as well. Checking dollar to make sure we haven't reached that breaker low yet. And when I see big expansions like this, you're going to notice me check dollar again, I believe, because as much as it's expanding in the direction I want, I always need to keep an eye on dollar to acknowledge whether it's hit my target on dollar yet or not. So it's just traded that 50% level. I have my eyes on that, set on that -1 level, because it should trade to that by because it's the expansion from the measured move. That's what you call it. As it's a measured move from that swing high, I anticipate price to reach that. So I've just delineated that now in white. But at this point, I notice that dollar's hit its target, so I get out of my position, because as I said, I'm happy when dollar reaches its breaker. So I close out my position at this point, and you'll just see me put another arrow in just to show you guys. Dollar's also in an inefficiency. And yeah, this is me closing out. So I didn't actually let it run to the -1. It's about being content, guys. I was content with that. Great move. Close my position out, and you're gonna see me put another arrow there now. There we go. Make it blue. And that is everything. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.